Good morning, students. Today we shall start with chapter 2 of history, that is Socialism in Europe and Russian Revolution. Now, you have already done French Revolution, and you know it was a series of events that brought about a lot of change in the French society. It was fought to bring a change politically, economically, and socially, a change in the society. So, this lesson will also throw light on how socialism was introduced in Europe. Then, we will also be doing the events which put an end to monarchy and it forced Tsar Nicholas II to give up his power, and how the ideals of socialism were introduced and how Russia became a socialist country. Now, we have already done the French Revolution, and we have done that. That was the period of great social change, and people had been, very much aware, and they were inspired by the ideals of French Revolution. So here in Russia, also the people were influenced by the French Revolution, and they wanted a change in society. So the European society, but there were divided views of the people. There were some people who were impressed by some ideal, there were others who were impressed by the other ideals. So we see the European society being divided into three groups, and these three groups were the radicals, the liberals, and the conservatives, each having its own view. And now, who were the liberals? Now, liberals were those group of people who wanted the nation to be more secular. They wanted a nation which tolerated all religions. Then, secondly, they were against dynastic rule. They never wanted that the king, after the death of the king, his son should be the ruler. They wanted that the leader of the country or the ruler of the country should be elected. So they wanted an elected parliamentary form of government with a well trained judiciary that was independent of the rulers. So they wanted a system that something like uh, what we have nowadays. Okay, an elected parliamentary form of government which made laws, and these laws were interpreted by the judiciary, and the judiciary was independent of the rulers. They did not work under the rulers. Then they wanted more freedom for the individuals. They wanted more rights to be granted to the individuals, but they were not democrats. Means they wanted a change in society, but they wanted a change where all the people did not get the right to vote. So they did not believe in universal adult franchise. They wanted to give more rights to the people, but this right was given to a selected group of people, the property section of the society. Okay, they were given the right to vote, the others were not, or were denied the right to vote. So these were the liberals, and this was their thinking. Then the second group of people were the radicals who wanted a complete or a drastic change in the society. Their views were the same. They wanted a nation which tolerated all religions. They wanted a government that was based on majority. They did not want the concentration of property in the hands of few people. They wanted wealth should be generated by all, and the property should be shared also equally by all. So radicals were those group of people who wanted a drastic change in the society, and they wanted to give the right to franchise to all the people of Russia. This was the difference between the liberals and the radicals. The liberals were not democrats. They never wanted that the right of franchise should be given to all the individuals. But we have the radicals who wanted to give the right to franchise to all the people of the country. And then we have the third group of people who were called conservatives. The conservatives were those group of people who felt that there was no need for a change. They believed in the old values and wanted to respect that. But then slowly and gradually they realized that change is the way of life. Change is bound to occur because change is taking place in all parts of Europe. So they felt that the changes should be brought, but it should be a slow one. Changes will be there and they should be there, but it should be a slow and a gradual process. And at the same time, the past should not be forgotten, but it should be respected. So we have the whole of European society being divided into three groups, that is, the liberals, the radicals, and the conservatives, each having their own views. Okay, and this is the way they wanted that the society in Russia should be there, or this kind of a society should exist in. Okay, now we come to the second aspect of the chapter, that this period, the 17th and the 18th century in Russia was a period of industrialization. And the society was changing at a fast rate. So there was a lot of economic and social changes that were going on. Because it was a period of industrialization, we see men and women and children coming to factories and working. Okay, these people who came to work in the factories were given low wages, and the liberals and the radicals who were factory owners felt, now they started feeling that because of industrialization is taking place only because of the workers who are working there. So they should get the benefits of industrialization. Means that whatever profits were being generated, it should be shared between the workers. So again, a lot of social and political changes taking place. Now we have another group of people who believed in socialism. Now, what is socialism? Socialists believed that private property, the existence of the system of private property, was the root of all evils. All corruption and evils took place because property or money was concentrated in the hands of few people. Some people were enjoying all the benefits while the others, the workers, were suffering. So they had a different vision, and they felt that this socialism could be brought in Europe through cooperatives. A cooperative is basically an organization or a system where all the producers, they come together, they work together, and then they share the profits. For example, Amul in India, it is a cooperative where all the milk producers, they have come together and they are sharing the profits. They are working together also, and they are sharing the profits. So Karl Marx, Friedrich Engels, all of them believed that instead of capitalism, instead of society, instead of the wealth being shared by few people, the wealth should be shared between the people, all the people. And the workers, should benefit from this. In this way, they will be able to create a socialist society or a communist society in Europe. Wealth should not be concentrated in the hands of few individuals, and this could be done through cooperatives. Because if they wanted socialism, if they wanted wealth to be generated and shared by all, how was this possible? This was possible only through cooperatives. This was the belief of all the people. And we have Louis Blanc over here who encouraged the formation of cooperatives because cooperatives could replace capitalists. And Robert Owen also, he wanted to build a cooperative community, and he therefore established a cooperative community called New Harmony in Indiana. So they came forward, their views were different, and they felt that it could be established, socialism could be established in Europe only through cooperatives. So they were in favor of cooperatives. I hope this much is clear to you all.